Hey everyone, it's SpursRail96 here. Welcome to another Train Sim World 4 news video. Today I thought to take a look at a bit of news that came alongside the announcement of the second freight pack, which is being made by Skyhook Games for predominantly the Midland Main Line, but also adds extra scenarios and services to Southeastern High Speed, Great Western Express, and the London Overground Goblin Line. I'm not a huge fan of these freight cash grab packs, as I call them. I mean, charging £10 for just a new piece of rolling stock, and the same old Class 66, same physics, same sounds, same livery. There's nothing different with a 66. I wouldn't have a problem with these packs if it came with a new UK freight locomotive. That I would get behind. But, charging £10 or near enough £10 for, the same old 66 and a new type of freight wagon, that doesn't rock my boat, I'm sorry. Despite the fact that this freight pack in particular adds quite a lot of new services, I think 24 to the Midland Main Line alone. That's pretty impressive, but £10 worth? No, I'm sorry. But despite I'm not a huge fan of these freight cash grab packs, what I am a big fan of is it seems every time a freight pack, be it aggregates or petroleum or whatever the hell Skyhook Games is going to bring to the Midland Main Line, they do dispatch a huge patch to the Midland Main Line, and that's what I'm going to be predominantly focusing on. So let's take a look at the huge change list. Now, there isn't any pictures that accompanied this list of changes and improvements, which is a bit of a shame. So what I'm going to be doing is using just photographs of the aggregates pack in action on different Train Sim World routes. We'll start with the Class 158 diesel multiple unit. Skyhook have reduced the time taken by the guard, specifically the door closing feature, to reduce impact on the ability to keep to the timetable. The PIS displays have been fixed, as well as the interior lights switching on and off buttons. They've aligned the performance ability of AI 158s to match that of player expectation, which was throwing off calculations of the timetable, improved visuals for console players, increased the brightness of the DRA switch when active so that it is more obvious in play, removed the pixelated ambient effects coming from outside of the cab, the weather and rain and all that stuff. Let's move on to the HST, the high-speed train. Skyhook have corrected ride height of power cars to resolve gaps in bogie suspension, improved headlight spread and colour, added dial needles to gauge illumination so they can be seen in the dark, improved cab light and fixed missing illuminations of bulbs, improved visuals for console players, and removed a rogue polygon from the power car rear wheel set. Now, as far as route fixes and improvements go, it is quite a huge list. So, they have sorted out the timetable in a big way, not only adding some services, but mainly fixing the timings on the implementation of starting some services. So we start with 2 additional rail tour services for the Flying Scotsman, implemented station stop timings rounded to the nearest minute on all passenger services, added 20 seconds of service time preparation for players to get the train ready before departure. All non-passenger services feature 1 minute of setup time prior to the start. All Class 158 services have been moved, starting at the end of Derby Platform 4 to starting in the middle of the platform. Moved all Lincoln-bound passenger services stopping at Nottingham Platform 4 to Platform 3A before VAI takes over and departs to the nearest portal. Moved several inbound AI trains from Lincoln arriving into Platform 3 at Nottingham to now arriving into Platform 4. Recast all static stock placement across the route, made use of stock from Blackpool branches, the cargo aggregate pack, Southeastern high-speed JNA wagons instead of the East Coastway ones. Removed requirements to lock doors on terminating services across the Midland Main Line, replaced the use of JNA wagons from East Coastway with cargo line aggregate HOA hoppers, which are accurate for the Montserrat railhead yard, added a 2-car stop sign halfway along East Midlands Parkway Platform 3. This removes requirement for the 2-car 158 to stop all of the way down the end of the platform. Added correct route indicators to junction signals east of Beeston and corrected approach control functionality. Added correct route indicators to junction signal north of Humberstone Loops and correct approach control functionality. Added correct route indicators to junction signals north of Loughborough and corrected approach control functionality. Added correct route indicators to junction signals north of Sileby and corrected approach control functionality. Added correct route indicators to junction signals north of Syston and corrected approach control functionality. Changes to speed limits of junctions from fast to slow lines north of the Trent River Bridge from 40 to 25 miles per hour as per the prototype and trackside signage. Changed the signal heads at the north and south exits of Montserrat Yard to match the intended time period, which is 2018. Corrected speed limit through Syston Station from 65 miles per hour to 50 miles per hour. Fixed the AWS magnet warning of 70 mile per hour speed limit when approaching Long Eaton from the west. Fixed signals showing aspects in the wrong place on the down main between Barrow-upon-Soar and Loughborough. Revised formation designer settings across all content. Updated 3-aspect signal bulb colours to better represent the prototype. Updated the visual appearances of signals at the southern end of East Midlands Parkway to better represent the prototype. Added interactive porter cabins to Etches Park Depot and the Montserrat Railhead Yard. Added working interactive loaders at the Montserrat Railhead Yard. Expanded the station directory list to include more virtual destinations for use in timetabled services. Fixed instances of vegetation overlapping the track. Flattened terrain from overlapping track just east of Beeston Station. Ground floating information signs placed in stations, improved trackside visuals between Loughborough and East Midlands Parkway, made improvements to trackside vegetation across the entire route, removed high-rise buildings from Long Eaton area, removed Oyster card machines from Nottingham Station, removed poor scenery around Toton Yard, removed the Ratcliffe cooling tower smoke effects due to performance concerns, removed various out-of-bounds areas from being displayed on the 2D map, and finally removed water textures from the top of the Ratcliffe cooling towers, which made them look like they are full of water. So there we are. That concludes the huge change list of the big mega update to the Midland Main Line, number 3. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Will you be picking up this aggregates pack? Are you a fan of it? Are you not? I'm personally not a fan of it, but I am a big fan of the huge improvements and changes to the Midland Main Line. Keep them coming, Skyhook. What we need now is a Class 222. That's what we need. But there we are. That concludes this video. If you'd enjoyed it, then feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss an upload. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.